Hello and welcome to Backstage Goss, the podcast where we dive into the entertainment world. Not just the red carpets and glitter, but the panic, the tears, the questionable career choices, and the what was I thinking moments too. We're talking to real people with real dreams, surviving the highs, the lows, and the occasional identity crisis along the way. So, grab your popcorn, this is going to be fun. Today on Backstage Goss, we meet John B. Tannon. Now, John started off as a stuntman and moved into broadcast radio at 103.2 in Mansfield. We're going to find out all about his journey. I know we go way back. Can you remember when we go back?
We started in pantomime back in the 90s. I was at college at the time, trying to learn my craft. And that's how we met. You invited me along, I auditioned, got the job, and we spent a great 6 weeks at the Newark Theatre doing Dick Whittington. It was brilliant.
Port and Lemon, do you remember?
Port and Lemon. Comedy duo extraordinaire, award-winning. We got some good reviews, actually.
We got some amazing reviews.
Yeah,
them old reviews way back then. I can always remember, before we get into your story of radio, I can always remember the director saying to me when I came off stage, "What do you think you're doing? Why are you out there? Why are the two of you running around chasing the audience?"
We slightly extended the show every week, every day, every performance. Add lines here, take lines there. We're just milking it for us. But it was great adult entertainment and kids loved it as well, so we kept it clean. But that's what Panto was about.
Yeah, but you were very animated, weren't you? When I say animated, I mean you were physically animated.
Yes. It was all part of the entertainment business. That's how you've got to be. You've got to multitask. And my journey into my present career, that's how it led me there. Every little thing is connected with entertainment.
Yeah.
It's like a little tiny jigsaw puzzle to make the whole picture.
So what was your journey into radio?
Radio, basically, I was doing various jobs, and I decided to buy some DJ equipment. And I thought, I'll earn myself a bit of a living doing some DJing, into karaoke's. I studied for people at karaoke's. I thought, I can do this on my own. So I bought my own gear, earned a little bit of money on a Friday and a Saturday, and then it got to like 4 or 5 nights a week where I was doing like discos, I was doing weddings, I was doing karaoke's, I was doing hello, welcome, today's performances. I was doing like a little bit of comparing work as well. But after that, I just thought, it's getting a bit boring this. I've done it for a few years. There's something else I need to be doing. And I noticed it was a community event. It says community radio. You could put your name down for a couple of weeks, learn how to do community radio, learn how to do a bit of editing. So I did an editing course, and then I did Ashfield Community Radio way back, 22 years ago in 2004.
It's been that long?
Yeah, 22 years.
Wow.
And I thought, this is really interesting, this. I like this. So I got another community radio station in Sutton in Ashfield. And then somebody said, would you like to do one for, it was Byron Festival in Nottingham, Lord Byron. Could you do some shows for that? So yeah, it was just unpaid, morning work, 2 or 3 hours, do a little breakfast show, and just talk about Lord Byron, a little section there, and then just play some music. So I could do that. And then I got offered another one, another Ashfield radio, and I thought, this is really interesting, I do like this. And I thought, I really need to learn radio properly. It's been all right doing like 2 or 3 weeks and then taking a few months off, but I wanted to do more, wanted to know more. I got a thirst for radio. And somebody said, why don't you join hospital radio? I said, okay, I can do that. So I applied to King's Mill, which is our local hospital here in Mansfield, Millside Hospital Radio. Waited about 6 weeks, did the usual checks and all that, and this is my CV. I've done a little bit of, sort of community stuff. Great. So they took me on once a week, and I was doing like a Monday show. It was called Pillow Talk between 8 and 10.
Pillow Talk?
Pillow.
Oh, pillow.
Yeah, as in pillow. Pillow Talk. Hello, good evening. I'm John B. Tannon, and your requests, and if you're in hospital and you want to play this, blah blah blah. And it was great because I get to use different decks and use different equipment, and that's how it is. And you get used to it. You sort of build a little rapport. It's quite a short audience because they're only there for a few weeks or a day or two. Some of them are not there at all at the end, but we don't talk about that. Positives. Yeah. Anyway, but I was there to entertain, inform and educate, so that's what I was there for. I did that for a while and I thought, this is really good. So I did that for about 6 months, and I thought, I really like this. I really do like this. Maybe I thought, maybe this is another career here. Sort of 20 years ago, and I was about 2004, 2005. And then an opportunity arose. I thought, right, I'm going to put a CV together. Put a little. Back in the day, it was tapes. So I was taping stuff.
God, the good old days.
And I was really posh one day. I went onto a CD, so I recorded something on a CD, and I put a little thing together, a little show together, and I sent it to Mansfield on 3.2. They were. I just said, "Is there anything available?" Nothing. They said, "Okay, we'll keep your stuff on file." Oh, brilliant! You know how it is. So another 6 weeks later, I got another call. We'd love you to come down to talk to us about, being interviewed in my other line of work as a stunt performer, which we'll come across. So I came to Mansfield on 3.2 in 2006. I had a little chat to him. We talked about, yes, I'm still doing radio, but I was doing stunt work and film and TV. And I said, I'd love to come and work for you one day. And then it was, I think, another couple of months after that, they offered me an evening show because somebody had left. So would you like to stand in for, I think it was Joe Bevan at the time. It's quite late at night. It's 8 till midnight, I think it was. And they said, would you be prepared to do that for, I think it was something like 25 quid or something ridiculous for the week. It was just, it was a pittance, but I didn't care. I was in commercial radio for the very first time, and I had a show and it had my name on it.
End of.
So I was like, right, I'm in. So a little bit of prep. I used to come in quite late at night, do my stuff, and then still do my theme park stuff during the day. So it was quite hard.
Yeah.
But it was, it was worth it. And then I did that for 6 months on the evening show. Then that dropped back to 6 till 10, which was great.
Oh, okay.
So I'd already done 6 months, 8 till midnight. I dropped back another 6 months to go 6 till 10. And then it was like, right, well, would you like this show full time? I went, yeah, this is great. So they offered me that possibly a year down the line. So you're talking 2007. 2008, the breakfast show host left. So he said, would you be prepared to do that? Just standing while we find another breakfast show host. So I stayed there from 2008 to 2012. So I did that.
No way.
Yeah. So I was that full time. So I was full time radio, outside broadcasts, live events. I was doing the big Christmas light switch ons every year. Some in the street, part in the parks with special guests.
Amazing.
And they're all timed to perfection. They are literally limited. You've got a schedule, you've got your scripts, you've got your timers, and you've got to go boom. It's like doing a radio show, but with in front of like 10,000 people, which is amazing. And judging by all the stuff I've done previously, you build up that experience. You start off with your lower audience shows, a little bit bigger, a little bit more responsibility, and you sort of look back. Oh, that's why I did that. That's why I did this. But there's good shows. There's bad shows. There's things you just want to go, I don't want to do this anymore. Nobody's listening to me. Everything's going wrong with technicals. You walk out, you're on an outside broadcast on a rainy day, and there's like 3 people in front of you. Like, hello, welcome. Yeah, the following week, glorious sunshine, you got 10,000 people there, and that's how it is. But I was taught at a very young age that whether you're doing to one audience, one person, or 1,000 people, you do the same show. It's professionalism at all time. You never know who's watching, you never know who's listening. And sometimes...
That's very true, isn't it?
Sometimes you get that, I saw you do that show, I saw you on that programme, I saw you do... And you're like, oh, really? But you don't know. You never know who's listening, never know who's watching.
No, correct.
And it's bizarre. But yeah, it's a hard slog. And you're constantly listening to other presenters and other sort of, actors. Just get little ideas and stuff. That's really funny. That made me laugh. I think I'll try that. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. It's all trial and error. You have a certain amount of show prep to do, which you do anyway. And then you just go in and do your show.
So, just listening to you, anyone looking to go into radio
yes,
who thinks it's easy, it's not, is it?
It's not. It's hard work. It's dedication.
Give us a rundown. So let's go back to your first days in radio. Yeah. So when you came in,
yes,
I mean, all right, you had your hospital radio and everything else, but the commercial side is different.
Yes, it is. There's a lot more rules. You've got the Ofcom rules and stuff. It's sort of local radio, as in your amateur radio, your sort of community stuff. You can just put your CDs and just play anything you like. It doesn't matter if you're slightly out of time. It doesn't really matter. This is very structured. You play this song at this time, you do this traffic and travel, you do sport, you get your news, you got your national, you got your local, and everything is by the book. You can fill in the gaps in between, but everything's it's very structured. Monday to Friday, I'm on 7 till 10, same show, same format, but I try and vary it a little bit.
In what way do you vary it?
I try and obviously bring in different types of music, different genres. Keep up the new stuff, the old stuff. Try and do a mix of 60s to the present stuff. Try and get a comedy song in there, comedy story. I don't do bad news. There's too much bad news in this world at the moment. So I try and do lots of good news. And just literally, you want somebody to make you happy. If you're driving to work, you want somebody to make you laugh or smile or just tell them a joke. And that's what it needs to do. It needs to be light-hearted, nothing too serious. And that's what I do.
Let's just have a look at, your show.
Yeah.
So how much prep do you do? Because prep is all important.
It is, yeah. You can't just sort of turn up and just go, right, morning everybody. You're not going to know what you're going to, unless you look at the paper and go, oh, just read out the paper. And people know you're reading from stuff. You think, oh, I've seen that in paper this morning, mate. I know what you're reading. If you look at something in the paper and you go, oh, I like that, you just sort of make it your own. Might be a funny story, but, you might just change a line or a word
right.
or a place or a name. I'm just reading about this today. But yeah, if you just read it straight, people, oh yeah, I read that in paper this morning. I heard that.
So with your show,
when I come in,
when you come in,
typical day, I come in here about 6:20 into the radio station. I'm not
what
on
time's
air.
you on?
I'm not on air till 7.
Oh right, okay.
So I literally look at the papers, get all my sheets ready. I do weather, check the news, check what headlines are, so write them down. I also put in the mystery years, so I do a little bit of prep, a little bit of like a top 10 songs. I think who's the best sellers of the year. I do a headline from that year as well, so look which year. If I think, oh, there's something happened in my life in that particular year, I scribble that in as well. Or, oh, remember that from last time. I just fascinating fact somebody told me about, for today's example, I played a song by Lisa Stansfield, and somebody mentioned that it was on the soundtrack to The Bodyguard. I didn't know that. And so thanks to which one? I can't remember now. So it's quite a long time ago. But yeah, it's a 1992 Lisa Stansfield song that was on the soundtrack for the. For me, it's so memorable. I didn't even know that. But somebody, somebody said, "I've got the tape of it." Well, that's brilliant. Thanks for that. Thanks for letting me know. They were looking at the tape. I didn't know that. I didn't know this man was going to look at it. So yeah, but yeah, that's how it is. And then. Listeners will phone in and they'll give you a fascinating fact. But won't be tired if you gave a wrong fact. Suddenly the phone lines will flash.
But did you ever do that deliberately?
I do it deliberately sometimes.
Oh yeah, there you go. I know I would.
I do Freudian slips, all the time. So the World Cup back in 1967. Sorry, yes, 66. You were our listening, yes. So yeah, and that's how it works. But yeah, you just do the basics and add some little bits in. So you've got to have that framework there for a show in the morning. A Monday to Friday show. Mondays are slightly different. It's like, hello everybody, come on, we're back to work, Friday's a little bit more relaxed. We do a full Monday Friday at 8 o'clock. We play the song, we have a little silly dance to it, and I know lots of people doing this silly dance, hot stuff, Donna Summer, 8 o'clock. Everybody knows it's going to be full Monday Friday.
Right.
And I've got some little idents, some little messages from some of the cast of Full Monty. I've got the guy who's played Nathan Lomper, he mentions it. I've got Dave on it. So they also say, welcome to the Full Monty on Friday and stuff like that.
So because that's one of the things that's really interesting is the fact that you almost get access to a directory of stars.
Yes, it's very strange. You get like celebrities in the area, and I'll go on interview. Like today, I was supposed to interview Kenny Thomas, 90s legend. Unfortunately, I had to cancel. But I had Jason Donovan yesterday to phone, but he's really busy. He's going to get back to me, which is kind of nice, and it's kind of surreal. One minute you're talking about news, weather, sport, travel, local stuff happening. Next minute you're talking to an international superstar who's in the area, and it's really weird. Or we get like Christmas lights, the big events.
Yeah.
We get like East 17, so we have to interview those before. Then we're on stage with them. And last year when we did the big light switch on, I dressed as East 17 and says, "Hello, I'm MG20," and we have a bit of a laugh with them. And it was like Tinchy Strider the year before. Tinchy's on, giving it his sunglasses. I put tinsel around and went, "Hello, I'm Tinchy Strider." And they love that sort of thing.
Yeah,
they like to be parodied.
But you've actually got a bit of a character to you,
yes,
and a personality.
Yeah.
How important is that to these people that are coming into the industry?
It is very... Be yourself. Don't be anybody else, because people instantly see through that. They'll be listening, "Oh, he sounds like so. Oh, he sounds like so-and-so." You want to be individual. It's flattery. It's really good when people, "Oh, you sound a little bit like so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so." That's really good. I like that. "Oh, you sound a little bit like him or her or that." And that's good. But if you go, "Oh yeah, he sounds exactly the same as..." You want to be individual. You want to stand out from that crowd. You want to be, "Oh yeah, did you hear him yesterday? Did you hear what he said yesterday?" And that's what it is. sort of, don't be too controversial, but get noticed.
Well, that's an interesting word that you
Yeah.
use here, controversial.
Yeah.
How much of a boundary do you actually push, or are you allowed to push?
There's certain Ofcom rules on radio, obviously, but I'm sort of like, I'm like what I term as the carry-on sort of radio. I can, innuendo, and there's certain lines I push in 2 or 3 times a week. A song will come up and I go, oh, that's brilliant. Dolly Parton, for instance. Oh, it's from her Greatest Hits album. You take that how you want.
You got to listen, because that's quick wit.
It's very quick. And then Samantha Fox came on the other day, so it was 1987. I said, absolutely fantastic, from her latest album. She only had 2 greatest hits. Nothing's going to stop me now. And then I listed the other one. So I got straight through it, without noticing. So
you're right. I mean, it is. It's like when we go back to our panto days.
Yeah, it's pantomime. Yeah, it's pantomime humour. Adults will understand. Children just, okay, mate, whatever, know. And you've got to think of your audience who's listening, because you're now school run. You're there between 8 and 8:30. The kids are listening.
Yeah.
So you've got to be very careful. You've got to amuse the adults, because they're in a stressful situation taking the kids to school. There's 65,000 people listening, and they want to be entertained. Roughly 65,000 people.
That's not bad though, is it?
No, it's great. And I can just suddenly say, oh yeah, song from the 90s, got something from the 70s, coming up later on, something from the 80s. I still love 80s. I used to collect music in the 80s. You can't beat a good 12-inch in the morning. Bosh, straight in.
End of.
And that's where you've got to bosh.
Yeah.
You can't dawdle on radio.
No.
You do your line and you're out.
So what are the cons to being in radio?
You've got to get up early. You've got to be dedicated to. You can't just say, oh, I might come in this week, but I've got a better offer. No, you're dedicated to that radio station or whoever your employee is. You go and do your stuff, and you're there. You break it in half. That's you through and through. Whatever station you're at, Mansfield 103.2. People know you as the presenter from Mansfield 103.2. I go out and about in the area. Oh, it's be Tannon. Hello, mate. How you doing? All right, good to see you. Just be nice.
Yeah.
It's a privilege. How many people say, you get to do this job.
Yeah, I think the thing for me is, I've always been worried about being tied down. Now, in radio, like you say, you just use the word commitment.
Yeah.
Rock through and through.
Yeah.
That for me frightens me.
Really?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, as much as I love it, don't get me wrong, because I love doing the documentaries and research and talking to people and finding out everything about them. But to actually do that on a day-to-day basis, I'm like, do you know what? I need my freedom.
You've got to find that little bit of energy in it. You've got to find something a little bit special every day. You've got to look forward to, I'm going to be doing that today. I'm going to be meeting that person today. I'm going to be talking to that person. So if you plan it, today is this day. Oh, tomorrow I've got that to look forward to. And Wednesday, on Thursday, and Friday it's full Monday, Friday. That's how you do it. Every day you've got to sort of twist it a little bit different. You've got your template, but you've got that little bit of out of nowhere. Let's do this today. Let's do something silly.
Yeah.
Somebody might say something, all right, and then just straight onto that subject. And then that just makes it so much funnier.
Yeah. I suppose the other thing for me is, when you look at radio, unless you're one of the big boys, the money's not that clever, is it?
No, it's not. No,
so why do you do it?
It's because I love it. I love entertaining.
So you're talking passion, aren't you?
You're a passionate entertainer. You've got to be an entertainer to do radio. You've got to create that illusion. You're sat in a little room where the little red light goes on. That's it. You've got to paint that picture. Television film is easy. You're there. You've got your picture. There you are. Boom, look at me.
Yeah.
But when you're on radio, that microphone goes up. Hello, welcome to my world of radio. In my world, this is what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
I have Ronnie the Rooster. Is there really a Ronnie the Rooster in studio? I've got to paint that picture.
Yeah, of course.
I talk to Ronnie the Rooster all the time. He answers me back. It's the illusion. It's you've got to create it.
Do you think you're slightly mad?
Yes.
And you think that helps?
Yeah. You've got to be a little bit crazy to do this. You've got to be that performer, that entertainer, and you've got to go into it. Unless you're like the serious, hello, welcome to my radio show, and today we're going to be talking to a politician. You have to be serious sometimes when you get interviews, obviously, but you can't be serious all the time. People don't want that. They want a little bit of, coming up, we've got this and this, but, look at this, I dribbled egg down myself today when I made egg and bacon. I made a right mess. And you've just got to do life.
Yeah. So here's the other thing. I mean, nowadays it's all about, the long form, and then we cut things down to the short form. It's on YouTube, it's on Instagram and everything. Do you have everything recorded?
No. Nothing's ever recorded. It's
So
just,
people cannot see what you look like?
no, straight out, straight on. There's no cameras in there. I can do what I like.
It's just as well, isn't it, really?
There is. There's my picture on, when we're on air. It's on air at the moment. There's my picture going, ta-da, and all that. And you can tell what music I'm playing, but there's no webcam in. There's nothing.
Yeah.
The biggest stations have them, but we're just, when you start in local, it's very rare you have a camera in there. But we do Match 103.2 TV, we do 103 TV, so we do a little bit of that, so people can actually see Mowgli Moog, which is kind of, if beauty was skin deep, I'd be inside out. That's why I do radio. It's like...
That's what I'm saying.
That's not great.
You're ugly, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, there's that fine line. I don't want any restrictions. I just want to be in there, me, in my little mindset, doing my show.
Yeah.
There's usually the opposite. Some people are in there, but I just pay no attention. I'm in my little zone.
Do you think you could have been a Kenny Everett?
Yeah. Back in the, it's really weird because I got into radio in the sort of 2000s. But if I'd have gone in the 70s, it'd have been a whole lot different because there'd have been probably records, there'd have been spool tapes, there'd have been crazy stuff like that, and big buttons to press, and got 33s, 45s, well probably 78s when I was younger. But there you go.
Yeah. Well, I went over to America, and I was in Houston. And I went down, I was doing a documentary, on community radio out there. Yeah. And I went down to their local community radio. Oh my gosh. It was a vinyl museum, CDs and tapes. And I know. And I was...
the things where you clunk in like that.
Yeah. I was like,
yeah.
You guys are archaic. And they went, yeah, we're not going to change.
No.
We don't need the modern world. We want to run retro.
It is the performance at the end of the day, isn't it?
It
doesn't matter what equipment you're using, whether you've got £1 million set up in the studio or you're low budget. Same as films and TV. As long as you do your best performance, the crowd love it.
I think there's something, I'm going to use the word romantic.
Yeah.
It's probably not the right word to use, but to actually go and sift through a whole section of LPs.
Yeah.
Pull them out.
Yeah.
Take and read.
Very tactile.
Very tactile.
You just go, oh.
And the smell.
I'm playing that.
The smell of it all.
And the weird thing is, when I do that, and if I do go into a record shop, and I pick them up and I go, oh, I've met that person. I've interviewed that person. And that's what I do. I'm like, oh, it's like an A to Z of like people I've interviewed. And now, this is really weird that all these records, tapes and things from my childhood. For example, my dad, who's sadly no longer with us, bought an album in 1976 from Tony Christie. I remember going shopping with him to buy this album down this little alleyway.
What was it called?
The Best of Tony Christie. Fantastic album. And I've always kept it.
Yeah.
And I got to meet Tony Christie last year and watch him rehearse and go behind the scenes of him sing. And he signed it for me personally. And I said, it means so much to me.
Yeah.
Because it's what me and my dad used to listen to. With the Avenues and Alleyways and sort of Amarillo and...
Is he any nearer to us? Does he live any nearer to us? Or is he...
Who's that?
Tony.
He lives he's from Doncaster originally.
Is he a Donny boy?
He's a Donny boy.
No way.
And he lives in Spain, but he comes over to the UK to do all his concerts. And I saw him years and years ago, many years ago at Derby. I sort of didn't get to meet him there. And I remember my mum and dad going to see him in like the clubs and the pubs in the Doncaster area in the 70s and 80s. And it was a massive thing to my old man. And he had his 8-track and the old Vauxhall Viva and stuff like that. When he listen, and that, just happy memories.
Yeah.
And then when you meet the man himself, it's like, thank you so much for entertaining me as a kid. And it was brilliant. And I got his phone number, I got his agent number, and his son is his agent. And it's like, anytime I can just ring Tony Christie up and go, Tony, would you like to do an interview? And it's like, I just find that so surreal. Working through radio, that I can... An icon I used to listen to as a kid, I can just go, hello mate, yeah, how you doing? You alright, pal?
Yeah.
Hey mate, you alright?
Here's one for you. Now, you've just mentioned you got Tony's number in your phone and everything else. Confidentiality.
Yes.
Talk to me about that within radio.
Yeah, you get so many interviews to do and you get people to talk to. You sort of do the interview and you say, thank you very much, delete everything, just... Obviously, GDPR, whatever it is now, and you get the agents. So you get an agent first. Can you phone so and so? Yeah, okay. Here's a contact number, and you have to delete that, or you go through the agency and they connect you through. So, and that's how it works most of the time. But you cannot. Sometimes you say you've got to hold that interview off because they're coming to an area and say, oh, I've got some great news about celebrity coming up in the next, from the 70s, and he sort of tease it. Like if I said Tony Christie was coming to Mansfield, which is great, I said, I've got an icon from the 70s, who Peter Kay had something to do with a few years ago. Find out more later in the week.
Right,
so you tease it, you don't go, oh, Tony Christie's coming next week. Bosh.
It's done, isn't it?
Spoiled.
Yeah.
So I've got a 70s star coming this week. Oh. And then a little bit more. And then by Friday, you're like, ladies and gentlemen, reveal. And then you it's Tony Christie.
Here it is, yeah.
And then you go, Tony Christie on the phone, hello. And then you go, there he is. And it's like the big build-up to it.
Yeah. One of the other things that's obviously really important, when you're doing your own shows and everything else, interview techniques.
Yes.
How did you learn your interview techniques?
The basics. Who, why, what, where, when. Just 5 little things like that. So, who are you? Why are you here? What do you do? When's this happening? And all that. And that's how you do it. You sort of go through them all.
Yeah.
But you have them right in front of you. Do a little bit of basics and then throw like a little spanner in. So, which I do all the time to celebrities. So we were like, serious interview. Oh yes, you're doing this show at the theatre on so and so and so and so. So can I just take you back 25 years? Remember you were at a show in Lincoln and there was a man stood, and that's usually me. So I'm usually stood outside stalking them or something like that, but watching them illegally. And they go, and then they get into like a bit of a pickle. Yes, remember when I had to? Oh right, that was you. I'm like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
So I came to see you in so and so, and I remember when you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much research do you actually do?
If I know they're coming on, I just dive into the usual stuff. But I want to know more. You can see the basics.
You see, that's the thing for me, right? Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Shut up. What I was going to say was, I don't like to do the research because the way I always thought of this was someone said to me at the beat, oh, you get your research done, then you can ask all the questions and everything else. For me, I want to get excited whilst we are here and we go down that. Exactly. And it's like, you're kidding. Tell me more about this.
Yeah.
Or why did you do that? Instead of it's all, and I'm like, well, can't be bothered.
I find that, a little bit about their background, a little bit about the old stuff, a little bit about the new stuff. There's like 2 or 3 things I put in. I don't want to know everything about it.
No.
And then that's when I open it up. It's like I went to an event last week and I met a Bond girl. I was asking her questions about Bond and stuff like that and how she started. And then I went on to another actor, which is a great actor called Julian Glover. Brilliant. Always plays the bad guy. And he said at that point, which I thought was brilliant, I never play the bad guy, they just misunderstood. And I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, it's another way of looking at it.
It's a bit dark. But he's in Indiana Jones. He's the guy in... he drinks the chalice thing and all that, and then he's in like he's the bad guy in Bond as Aris Christatos, and he's also in Fourth Protocol, which is great with Michael Caine. He's the stand-in boss, and again he's like the baddie, but he's like a misunderstood bad guy. So it's great, and I love the fact that he comes out with stuff like that. But he's 91 now. He's getting on, but he's great.
How old he is?
He's 91 now. And Caroline Munro, who played Naomi in Spy Love Me, she's 76, but she's got a fantastic back catalogue of work, and she's learned on every single job.
Wow.
And she's evolved, and that's what you have to do in radio, in film, in TV. You have to evolve. You sort of move on to the next. I started in community radio, then I evolved into the hospital radio, and then I evolved into commercial radio, and then I evolved into film, TV. You're learning.
Right.
Use that skill, keep it in your back pocket. Oh, I need that one. If I'm doing an interview technique, I've already learned that. I know what I'm doing now. Then I move into like television presenting. I've learned the interview techniques by doing radio. It's just a case of looking at camera. Hello there, I'm John B. Tannon. And that's how you learn.
Yeah. If you had to give anybody any advice, looking to come into the industry, what would you tell them?
Start with the basics. Start right at the bottom of the ladder, and then when you get to the top, you know every single run.
Give us a rundown of the basics. What do you mean by that?
You start, you go onto a radio course, an editing course like I did, just sort of see the backgrounds, how little shows are put together. Then you go into like a community radio station, just learn the basics of presenting, how to put a show together, how to work with your producer, how to work with another fellow presenter and watch how they do it. And then you move on to your own show. You might help on one show, you might, just come in as a guest, and then start to present a show, start to produce a show, so you know how shows are put together. Then apply, and get a regular show, because it takes some doing. You've got to keep that content coming.
Right,
coming,
yeah.
coming. It's all right to do one show, thank you very much, once a week. Try doing it every day, 3-4 hours a day.
Frightens the life out of me.
And then suddenly you get thrown a curveball. Somebody will be off. Right, can you come in the afternoon to cover somebody? Whoa. But you've already done that. You prepped for that. You're already doing your shows. Just a little bit of different prep. And it's like, instead of good morning, it's like, good afternoon, everybody, welcome. That's all you've got to do. Just change it slightly. Be adaptable. Don't just say, this is it. I want to just do morning radio. That's all I want to do. Or I want to be an actor. I want to be a TV presenter. No, you've got to do it all, because you can switch.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No.
Because I took a deep intake of breath. Immediately. Stop.
Stop it.
Just listening to you there.
Yeah.
How easy is it to get into a radio station?
It's very difficult. It's luck and talent. More luck. You've got to be in the right place at the right time.
Right.
I sort of went, just because I was bored, saw a newspaper and reading through, and it just said in the local newspaper, community radio course. Oh, that's something interesting. I was sat there. It was pure luck that I saw that. But I got off my backside, I went to do it.
Right.
That's the thing, you've got to go, right, okay. You can't look at radio presenters, that's what I want to do. It's easy, that, mate. You've got to learn. You've got to start right at the beginning. You've got to start somewhere, small steps, bigger steps. Then you can start running.
Yeah.
You've got to do the free stuff before you start getting to do the paid stuff. And that's it. It's all about experience. No matter how big or how small the job is, whether you're making the tea, whether you're doing editing, whether you're doing a runner, or whether you're just in the radio station, just watch what everybody does. Just concentrate. Not on your job, what everybody else is doing.
And that's still the case today, because the scenario you've given me there is what we used to do in the 70s.
Yes.
That was it. We started as T-boy or sweeper-upper.
Yeah. Learn your craft. Learn right from what everybody does, what everybody's right from the bottom. When I started here, I was new, I didn't know anything, so I just watched other presenters, listened to other presenters, just sort of took little snippets of, I like that idea, I like that's really good.
Yeah.
Certain pieces of music, backing tracks, little musical beds that you talk over. I like that, I've not done that before. So I got my own unique sound, and as soon as they hear that song come on, they know it's me.
What are you using nowadays to edit your audio?
I don't do that, but I can. It was an Adobe system, but it's all done by our news team. The stuff I use is literally straight off the internet. I've got a big screen in front of me for clips of music and stuff. I always get stuff sent to me for news items when I click in and click out news. My jingles are already in the system. Music's already in the system. It's all digital now, as opposed to putting CDs in and tapes. Mini discs, which we had in the early 2000s.
I love that format.
They were great. But now it's all digital. I just drag and click. That's all it is. If I want to sound, it's fantastic. But it still has its glitches. You've just got to think. Always have a CD right at the side here, just in case.
Back up.
It's always there at the side of me. I've got like a Now album, I think, just while the computer reboots, I'll just put this on. Thank you, folks, for listening. Press it. Just get it sorted.
Yeah.
You've got some music in the background.
Yeah.
Always have a backup system.
Yeah, like you say, it's just thinking on your feet all the time, isn't it?
Yeah. Always have your format. Always have this one doing, but always have that little, just in case it's right behind me, just there, a little pile of CDs.
Worst cock up you ever been involved in?
A couple of times. I've come on air and literally all the system's gone blank. No music. You can do voice. So we're still trying to rectify this. We won't be a moment. Thank you very much. And you can't. The worst thing is dead air. No, you've got to talk clearly, precisely. We apologise for the loss of music. We are trying to rectify the faults.
But then do you go into like...
We've got reads, we've got things. So coming up later on, we've got this and this.
Right.
Later on in the area, this week, we've got lots of sheets of information and what's happening and the guide. And so I could talk 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, you can.
It would be very boring.
But what about when you're out and about and doing an OB?
Yes, that's completely different. You've got a little thing in your ear, or you're listening to a radio and they go, right, after this song we'll be coming to, you get a phone call, we'll be coming to, okay. So the song finishes, you hear the jingle coming in, it's like, hi, it's John B. Tannon, we're down here today, and we're talking to, you've already done your research, who he is, what job he does, where the location is, and then obviously if it's like an event, please tell us how people can get here, how much it's going to be, and when does the event finish? Thank you very much. And then you've got to recap that event. So we've been at so-and-so today, it's on till so-and-so, and it's £4 to get in.
Yeah.
back to the studio.
Boom, in and out.
Straight in, yeah. You've got to do a clear in and a clear out. Hi, thanks very much for joining. Yes, thank you. And you've got to paint that picture while you're there. If you're in the middle of a field, if you're at a big event, what I can see around me is like big Ferris wheels, there's kids with candy floss, and you've got to paint that picture. And you can hear in the background.
Yeah, cool.
So that's how you do it.
Best interview?
Best interview? My favourite interview? Oh my word, that's a tough one. I've done so many.
You have done so many, haven't you?
Some great interviews.
Well, give us a few.
John Parr from the 80s. I love my 80s stars, you see. I'm fascinated by people in the 80s, how they wrote the music. Met Go West, great interview with those guys. Clem Curtis, 60s guy. It's and surreal ones, which is I met Kenneth Kaunda, the former president of South Africa.
You're kidding?
I met His Majesty, Prince Charles.
What are you bowing for?
Like that.
Okay.
Your Majesty. And then, Bernie Clifton, icons of TV. And
Bernie Clifton.
And Philip Maddock, who's sadly no longer with us, great actor. He was in Dad's Army and married to Ruth Maddock. But yeah, some great actors and actresses I've met over the years. Some fantastic stuff. And live on air, when you've got Joe Pasquale and things like that, it's uncontrollable. But you've got to control it, you've got to rein him in.
So, right, hey, now hang on. Don't go any further. Let's rein you in there.
Whoa.
So, Mr. Pasquale.
On radio.
How do you actually control a man like that?
Yeah, you let him talk. You've only got like 4 minutes. So you're like, ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the line. It's Joe Pasquale. La, la, la. On it comes. La, 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 la. Really, Joe? That's fantastic. So where you at? You've got to really sort of bosh the information. Panto, which one are you at? What time do you want? Okay. How can people get tickets?
Yeah.
How long you done, Panto?
Yeah.
You've got to give him a little block questions just to stop him in his tracks.
Yeah.
But you've got to laugh at his jokes still.
Well, I mean, he's a funny man anyway.
He's a very funny man.
You look at him and
he's just like, bop, 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 and he's straight out with him,
I'll normally go, yeah. I think that one of the most interesting people I ever interviewed was Ken Dodd.
Yes, he doesn't stop.
He was incredible.
His shows are brilliant because he just he overruns all the time. And people have paid for a ticket, they want to be entertained for that night, they want to escape. That's the thing, you've got to make people escape.
Yeah. So I asked him, I said to him, Ken, your craft and everything else, you honed it. He said, listen, we had to hone it. He said, I was in an apprenticeship for 10 years.
Yeah.
I said, really? He went, I would stand every night on the side, at the stage, just watching my idols and looking at absolutely anything and everything they did, their mannerisms, He said it was just wonderful. And when he got into the working clubs and everything, he said that was a totally different ballgame.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
He said, but, people think that they can just come out nowadays and just do it.
No.
Back in the day, we'd work the apprenticeship.
Yeah. It's like
learn our craft.
The internet, people doing the tech stuff and influencers and things like that. Yeah, they've got great followers and they're just being themselves.
Yeah.
It's great. That's fantastic, don't get me wrong. But personally, there's no skill there. Just you do your thing, you get on, and that's it. But as an entertainer, you've got to learn. You watch the best entertainers; they've learnt their craft. There's something about it.
Yeah.
In the past, like the two Ronnies, Morecambe and Wisers, they've learnt. They've done stuff. Even great entertainers to this day, and you watch them coming through like the fantastic comedy shows. Which Michael McIntyre.
Yeah.
He's doing all the small stuff to get to the big stuff, and it's great. Some entertainers I do like, and some I'm really okay. I don't get it, but it's preference. It's what you like.
Yeah, I mean, when you look nowadays at our comedy stars and everything else, they're just suddenly some people. Mark Simmons. Oh my gosh, Gary Delaney,
very good with one line.
Yeah, but they've been around donkeys years.
You don't realise how many clubs and pubs and stuff they've done.
Exactly.
Stu Francis, the Canadian comedian, fantastic.
Yeah.
Very sombre, very straight face. Brilliant. I love that sort of humour. The one-liners, boom. The Tim Vines, boom. Straight in.
Yeah.
Finish your line, boom, and see the next one, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
No, because old comedians like the Dave Allens used to do the long drawn-out stories and then, bam, the punchline.
Yeah.
But now it's like, da-da-da, boom, next joke, boom, 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 next. And they're firing.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Which is great. And that's how you've got to be on radio. You've got to da-da-da, right, moving on, next record.
If you needed to, or you wanted to get hold of a particular person, to interview for your show and everything else, what's the protocol?
Right, you contact their agents. You just go through the agents, drop them an email, little message, say, I know your show or star is coming, would it be possible to have an interview? Or sometimes they contact you.
Oh, right.
Which is great. You get an email to the radio station, would you be interested in? And you say, is it, is it relevant?
Yeah.
You don't do interviews for interview's sake. But you think, me personally, I think, right, the reason I got the Jason Donovan interview, because back in 1989, I wanted to be Jason Donovan. I wanted the bowl haircut, everything blonde and too many broken bars. I was a massive fan, and I'll tell him that when I speak to him.
You serious?
I still wanted to be Jason Donovan. There were 2 Jason Donovans in 1989, the real one and me. So that's it. That would be my link with him. I know there were too many broken hearts in Doncaster, mate. But yeah, I so wanted to be him. So, yeah. And the interview with Kenny Thomas, because I met Kenny Thomas in '93. And I did a little pop video.
Beautiful soul voice, eh?
Great, fantastic. And he's back on tour. And I doubled for him on being a stuntman, some horse riding. So when I contacted him a few weeks ago, I sent him a photo of me and him together, and he'd love to do the interview. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to reminisce from 33 years ago. So,
God, dear, oh dear.
Yeah. And it's really weird because I meet people from 20, 30 years ago who remember what we've done, where we've been, and it's quite weird.
You're a bit like an elephant, though, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. You're all wrinkly and grey.
I'm just wondering, was your ears?
Yes.
Like
that.
Oh, look. Yeah, they're a wiggling.
Yes.
Yeah, well done, my man.
Thanks.
Yeah. Influences. Who were they?
I love Chris Evans. I think Chris Evans is great.
Yeah.
He's an individual, and I had the pleasure of meeting him in London 3 years ago.
Did you?
Yes. At a party in 1999 in Stringfellows. It was great. So, yeah, sort of...
How come you got an invite to Stringfellows?
Well, you see, I was... in the biz, love, and no, it was Eddie Kidd's party, so I got as a stuntman I got involved.
Yeah, I remember.
That was a surreal party. That was. He was there. There was Jilly Cooper. There was Burt Kwok, who plays Kato from.
No, really?
Yeah. There was what's the guy who makes the forks bend? Him.
Oh yeah, what was his name?
Geller.
Yuri.
He was there. We was all sat on this table. We were just all chatting away, and just one of them surreal moments. And Chris is over there with his girlfriend at the time, and we were just chatting. It was one of.
Who was it? Billy? Is it Billy?
Not Billy Piper. No, I think it was a model at the time.
Oh right.
So yeah, but he's very tall. 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Clever interesting man. Yeah. So he was one of my influences. I love Wogan. Many years ago, bless him. I got a Togs sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Terry's Old Geezer sweatshirt. I've still got that from Radio 2 from many, many years ago. Everett, which is just wild and wacky, he's great. A little bit of Ken Bruce, as well. I like lots of different radio presenters, lots of styles.
So it's a nice eclectic mix you've got running.
Yeah, you can't be too crazy, you can't be too serious.
No, right.
You've got to find that. But, you've got to be true to your listener, you've got to be that.
Yeah.
Because they'll see straight through. You say something, he's making that up.
Yeah.
You've got to sound convincing. I say something, I throw a one-liner in. You just make it sound like it's a off-handed comment.
Yeah.
You can't go, here's a joke. Or I just say, somebody just sent me this. No, they haven't. I've written 3-4 jokes. I ain't taking responsibility for that joke. If you know what I mean. Steve sent me that, or Andy sent me that, or Bill sent me that, or... It's not one of mine. I did some Valentine's lines this morning. We're talking about Valentine's Day.
What have you come up with?
Roses are red, violets are blue. There's nothing on the telly, so I'm going to cuddle with you or something. Somebody sent me that one. I thought, that's a good one, but I'm not going to take responsibility. So I got some off the internet.
Yeah.
This is my favourite one,
Yeah.
I think that the one I've chosen for the wife is I tolerate you, just simply, and then just send it.
Say no more. Listen, we're coming to the end of the show. Thank you very much for giving us an insight. What would you? I mean, with regards to again somebody coming in, be careful. What would they need to be careful of? Just
be careful not to, go too far ahead of yourself. Don't get too big for your boots.
Right.
I can do that. I can do this, and suddenly you'll fall flat on your backside.
Yeah.
Just step back a little bit until you're really comfortable. Just go, let me do that, because it's a big world out there, radio. And if you go, I can do that show, and you go on, and you're a massive disappointment, you'll go right back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Just, if you feel confident you can do it, just do it.
Just do it.
Just prove you can do it. Just say, I can do it, I've got the skills, I've done all this, this is what I've done, can I have the chance to do it? But don't go, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But just get your confidence level, get everything right, get it all in order, know what you're doing, technicals, building up your rapport with a celebrity or a guest.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be famous. Try interviewing, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister. Just get used to the interview techniques.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
It's great, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, doing that's okay. All right. Well, look. Thank you for today.
Pleasure.
I would love for you to come back because your film and your TV and your live event work is amazing stories.
Yes. See, that's how I started out in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
And that's how I've got into radio. Because I have some great stories to tell.
Yeah, sure.
And if I hadn't done that before, I would have never been there. So every little life experience all adds up to whether you're in radio, your film, your television, your live show. It all helps.
Well, I know we've done this back to front, but we will find out about your previous life.
Yes.
Because it's so exciting, and I'm excited to that you're going to come back and talk to us about it. But for now, can you give us a Mansfield 103.2 fall off?
Oh yeah, it's Mansfield 103.2 with John B. Tannon on The Breakfast Show, weekdays between 7 and 10. Enjoy.
Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Okay, but remember, the who, the why, the what, the where, the how. They're the basics. Learn them first. In the next episode, we talk to Calum Richardson. Now, Calum is from Newark and he's made good. His dream was to be a dancer, and you know what? He's living the dream. He's now in LA dancing with all the top stars. So, until next time, be safe.